Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ksenia and today I'm going to take you through the really deep stretches for our hamstrings and hip opening with Yin Yoga approach. So we are going to do a Yin Yoga class with really deep and nice relief for lower part of the body. It will be very beneficial for you if you're working about your hamstrings, if you're sitting a lot, if you're just struggling with this zone, as well as hip zone deep opening. So prepare for this class, please, 2 blocks and 1 belt. We need it. And let's jump into the practice. Let's start our practice with setting the intention. May this practice help us to feel more grounded, and to feel deeper connection with ourselves. And you can add any intention from yourself. And during the practice, remember it. Do a couple of deep breaths. And then slowly opening the eyes. Bring yourself back. And starting from our first pose. We start from warming position, caterpillar pose. So really nice whole body stretch especially for our lower part of the back, for the hamstrings, particularly for whole our back zone. So you want to lengthen straight the legs right in front of you. Then bring yourself from the hip belly to the front and then softly opening your arms, hands on the sides, moving into the folding down. So really up to you how to hold this pose. If you feel that you are struggling already at the beginning with the lower part of the back or with the hamstrings, you can sit on the block here, on supportive block. And then start deep inhale and deep exhale, letting your body accept this pose mentally and physically. I remind you that in the Yin Yoga class, in static stretches here, we are not pulling, we're not using any force. We implement surrendering, we implement feelings of sinking down and letting our body to go in natural folding down here. And about 10 deep breaths more. we start slowly relieve the pose, bring ourselves back into the straight alignment, bend the knees, and now going all the way down with our back, laying on the mat, moving into the second position, happy baby pose. So bring the knees close to the chest zone. Then open them from central line to the outside lines. And then grabbing the feet. If it's too intensive for you already here, you're grabbing the ankles or maybe under the knees. You can use the belt here. Staying and holding here. Check yourself, how do you feel here, and keep in mind that we want still keep our shin towards our hip, towards our mat, about 90 degrees, so squared alignment. Really nice pose to open our lower part of the back, hips opening, preparation for our further deep hip stretches. Breathe and holding. And if in a while you will start to feel that your heels and feet slowly moving towards your sitting bones, it's absolutely okay. It can happen in this pose. Relax your face and just staying still. And last 2 deep breaths here. And then reliving the pose, closing our feet, bring it to your sitting bones, give some base in your feet. And then turning around and bringing ourselves into the squared position, tabletop pose. So right from here we want to step between your hands with the right feet. Bring ourselves to the baby dragon position. And you just check yourself here, what is the distance for your hips, what is the distance for your feet that feels nice and okay. I remind you that in Yin Yoga stretch we go deeper with every minute, so it will be even more sensitive in a couple of moments. So I like to reach out with my back, this time it will be left leg. Yeah. Checking how do I feel, and for this pose I personally feel that it's very beneficial for my hips, and I can really to let them to sink down and to drop them down when I'm holding blocks on the sides. So place your blocks if you feel that it's also comfortable zone for you, because you can press down through your hands and supportive arms here and really dropping down your hips, sitting bones, staying in the hip opening. We always want to keep front knee about 90 degrees, so not overloading the knee here. And keep in mind that if you feel too much pressure on the knee in such similar positions, also pat the mat or the blanket or any towel, so something soft under your knee. And relax and stay in deep hip opening. One of the best poses for the hips, quad stretches, and soft work with the lower part of the back. Now we start to close the pose, pressing down through the supportive hands and arms, lifting up our sitting bones and pelvis, and bring your hips a little bit back. So you straight the right leg, keeping your hips above the knees, toes on you, reaching out with the fingertips, hands at the level of your heel or ankle, and here we are moving to the folding down. So we are moving to the hamstring stretch now. Here is up to you how to hold the pose. If you feel that it's too deep for you with the hands on the ground, again use the blocks aside. Place them. Don't press, don't pull, we are just folding down. Trying to keep our hips still in squared, straight alignment. So we still keep in mind that our hip and knee line is one. Breathe and holding. If you feel that it's too intensive for your hamstrings, you can bend a little bit the knee and be somewhere on the way. And I remind you that in static stretches like YIN Yoga approach, sensation should be less than in dynamic stretches. So we keep it on the level of 3-4 out of 10 scale. We hold at least here today 2 minutes pose, so don't press, just surrender. And softly coming back, you can bring your pelvis to the front, bending the knee again, and then stepping back to the tabletop position. We are going to change the side. So again, step forward. For me it will be the left side. Now I will work with the left side. Check your front knee, again safe zone. You can reach out to crawl with your right leg back. And again, baby dragon position. I will hold with the blocks, but you can really stay with the hands also on the ground. I just, my arms, hands a bit shorter proportionally towards my body, and I feel like it's really beneficial for me to use the blocks on the sides. And this is what we want also to learn in Yin Yoga, to listen our body. We don't want just to repeat the poses how other people do. We want to feel comfortable in the pose for ourselves. Relax the hips. Let stretch to go deeper to your joints and ligaments. And now start to relieve the pose again. Press down with supportive hands, arms lift up the hips on sitting bones and move to the half split pose or half monkey pose in Yin Yoga approach. So you straight your front leg, toes on you. Again, squared hips here. You can walk with the hands a little bit further on the level of your heel, ankle, and folding down. Deep breath. A couple of deep breaths more. And we are going to close the position. So again, bend the front knees, softly bring your hip pelvis onto the front, and then stepping back and moving to the next pose, Malasana squat or yogic squat. So you want to bring your feet all the way down. It's totally fine if you cannot reach with the heels all the way down. You can put something again here, the belt or towel. Open your knees in the same direction of your feet. So if you can open your feet really nicely on the sides, then knees look the same direction. Block yourself from inner side with the elbows, and we don't want to round the back here, so we want to keep our shoulders and chest zone open and straight. Let your sitting bones to sink down, and if you know that it will be a little bit too heavy for you to stay here 2-3 minutes, use the block under your sitting bones. Full tutorial about Malasana squat you can find on my channel. I will leave link in the description box. And then relaxing, letting your hips to be open. Letting yourself to be more grounded through the pose. Softly relieving your hands, arms, closing the hips on. And moving to our peak pose for today, for our hip opening froggy position, so frog pose. I really recommend you to do it on the smooth floor, so I will open my knees on the sides of the mat on the smooth coverage. And when you bring yourself on the forearms, you can do some corrections more, so to check where is the comfortable zone for you for the beginning. For your knees, and then we want to open our feet in the froggy legs. So you want to open feet even wider outside of your knee line. And practically we're already here. Here are some tips that I advise you to just experience and to check how do you feel. You might feel that lower part of the back is too intensive for this pose, and you can pad the block exactly on the level of your belly. Also, you might feel to use the block under your chest, and then here hold the way down with the forehead on your hands, relaxing and staying in any comfortable supportive position. We want to keep our knees on the same line of our hips. Maximum relaxing. About 5 deep breaths more. And then bring supportive hands, forearms first. And we're closing the pose in a very comfortable, safe way. So you want to close first your feet to the central line, and then supportive hands and arms here. You put the weight of your body on your arms, and only after you start to close the knees. So we go into the pose and out very slow, because this is the moment where you can get actually injury if you're too fast or doing some sharp moves. And now we want to bring ourselves all the way down on the mat with our back. You need the strap for next pose. Okay. And we are moving to our hamstring stretches, so reclined hamstring stretch. You can bend the knees here. I start working with my right side, so your eyes straight, my right leg, toes on me, placing the belt somewhere in the middle line of my feet. And it's really the moment where you will find what is more beneficial for you. If you like to place belt more closer to your toes, then you will feel more intensive ankle stretch. And checking how do you feel. For more intensity, you can always straight the left leg here. And then using the power of your arms, you bring your leg level where it feels nice. So sensation, I remind you, should be 3-4 out of 10. And it's totally fine that we are using here our arms. Just drop your shoulders down. We don't want to squeeze here and to have some tension. If you feel that you're struggling, just decrease the level of your leg or bend the knee. If you're just starting with the hamstring stretches and you feel really stiffness in that zone, even both legs can be bended. And hold. And now fix with the belt your feet, and we are going to use our second modification for reclined hamstring stretch. We're going to open our leg on the side, so you can do small circle here, letting your hip pockets to be more open, and then slowly checking where is the level that is comfortable for you. You open your leg, feet on the side, and not necessarily to touch the ground, to reach the ground here. More important, your still central alignment of torso and base grounding leg. For me, it's the left leg. And holding, breathing here. Your shoulders, shoulder blade zone grounded. And 5 deep breaths more. Now softly bending the knee, you bring your leg to the central line, and we move right from here to the twisting position. So you bring your right knee on the left side, opening your right arm on the side, looking to the right side, feeling grounding with your shoulder and shoulder blades. And holding, breathing. If you want more deeper twisting pose, maybe you feel that you need it for the lower part of the back, you can move more in the eagle leg, so you can bend the left knee. You can give some additional weight for your right leg. Holding, relaxing. Relieve the pose, bring yourself with the legs to the straight central alignment, and we change the side. So place the belt on the left foot. And just check how do you feel on this side, and if it's comfortable, you again start to straighten and lengthen both legs. Maybe cutting some distance with the belt, dropping your shoulders down, so relaxing shoulders, staying holding hamstring stretch. For more intensity, you can always bend the elbows. Now again, fix the feet with the belt. We will move to the reclined side, hamstring stretch. So you do a small circle here to open your hip pocket more, and then bring in your feet, leg on the side, holding breath. About 5 deep breaths more. And then softly bending the knee, bringing leg first to the central line. And then up to you how you want to move into the twist. You can hug with your feet and move more with the eagle legs, or to bring your knee on the side, grounding your shoulders, shoulder blade space. Staying relaxing. Couple of breaths more. And softly relieving the pose and bring yourself back to the central alignment. Take the block for the next one, and we are moving to the supportive bridge position. So you bend the knees, lifting up the hips and choosing comfortable side of your block. You want to place it somewhere in the zone of your pelvis, lower part of the back. It's really up to you. Where do you feel this nice comfortable relief? And then if you're a beginner for this pose, so it might feel intensive already like this, because in the moment it will be more and more intensive, you're staying with bended knees. I'm offering you to lengthen straight your legs for more intensity. And breathing, holding, staying here. Our last pose for today. If you know that you're pretty open in that zone, you can place the block on the highest side. Open your arms on the sides. Palms facing to the ceiling. Relax. deep breaths more. And then bending the knees, grounding the feet, giving some support through the feet. Put aside your block. Ground your hips on. You can open knees on the sides and stand for Savasana in butterfly position. If you feel that it's too strong pose, then just open legs on the sides, lengthen them to any comfortable position to finish the practice. Quiet mind, quiet body. Relax your face. And let Savasana to connect all poses in one. And when you feel ready, start slowly come back, moving your fingers and toes. Do nice big stretch with the arms above your head. Softly bring yourself into the laying side position. And then with supportive hands, bring yourself into the sitting position that is comfortable for you. Bring the hands in front of your heart for clean, loving intentions. Thank you for joining. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, for joining for this class today with me. So if you want to work about your hamstrings and deep hip opening, I advise you really to do this set of poses. And you can do it really on daily basis, maybe not in Yin Yoga approach, but to implement the position in your daily life. So if you're a runner or if you're an athlete and you need some deeper opening, because when you work with the weightlifting, when you run a lot, you short your muscles. So we want always to open them more. Let me know how this practice went for you. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And please give me support with your likes, sharings, subscription on my channel. It really helps to support free yoga on internet and particularly my channel. Thank you for joining. See you next time on the mat.